Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Now, Breaking Boundaries, a non-governmental organization which focuses on promoting education, training, and professional development through community initiatives and advocacy for women, is well represented here. Joining us are the founder and marketing director, Chinny and Chinazam Amuchienwa. Welcome to the morning show.
Thank you.
Good morning. Great to have you here today. So tell us all about Breaking Boundaries.
So basically, Breaking Boundaries is an organization for women empowerment. We focus primarily on building up women through economically, politically, socially. So we do this using initiatives like campaigns, which are like social media campaigns for public awareness. We also have events that specifically tailored to the stuff we're focusing on. So our next event is actually a mentoring/networking event, which is going to be held on July 28th at Southern Sun Hotel. So that's one of the things we're focusing on, which is we're going to be connecting high-achieving women, successful women to younger girls, to foster mentor relationships.
Right, great.
And you've had it, and this is not the first event.
This is actually our first event. Yeah, so we launched at the beginning of this year. So the first thing we did was our social media campaign, which is called Women Breaking Boundaries. So that was the first thing we did, and then now we're launching officially with the event.
Okay, so what's the reception been like from the women?
No, it's fine. Keep going.
It's been really, really good. Like most women, I think are really excited about women empowerment, and they're all for women empowerment. So we've gotten a really good reception, also from men as well. So it's been nice.
Yeah, so I'd ask you, how different is your women empowerment platform from other women empowerment platforms? Because there are quite a number of them around now. You know, everyone talking about empowering young girls, empowering women. So what is different about your platform?
Well, for us at Breaking Boundaries, we're just trying to reach out to younger girls, because everything is about, yes, there are a lot of women empowerment programs out there. Most people just go for the older people. Ours is kind of quite different, because we're trying to do a completely new, different approach of going towards younger girls first before we involve older adults like ourselves for the mentorship program, which we're starting for high schoolers, and trying to get a little bit of them to be opened more, because most young girls in high schools, they have different passions on what they want to do, but they're not really that confident enough to speak up on what they're doing. So,
yeah, there's definitely a lot of room for everybody to do what they want to do in terms of empowering others. But the action, because we see a lot of talk about, we want to empower women. And especially amongst women, there's always this sense of, well, I'm bringing my fellow sister up. But when you see action, sometimes it's how? Are you really supporting your fellow woman? So how really are you trying to foster that action?
In addition to what she said, the reason why we started with the mentoring event is that I noticed that a lot of women know that the reason why there are specific things that are holding us back. So have not being able to find a mentor, just because in every industry it's mostly men that are dominating that industry. So you don't see a lot of women that you can see yourself in at high authoritative positions. So it's something I felt was actually effective. That's what we wanted for the organization, was that to find something that would actually be effective. So what we're doing is different in the sense that it's not just about public awareness. It's not just about talking and saying that, okay, we want women empowerment, we want to help women, and it's actually putting in the work to do it. So that's what we've started with the mentoring events. Eventually we'll do workshops, to help women with sexual abuse, work through, so things that actually will help, as opposed to just speaking about it.
Okay, because we do hear a lot of the time, men do say things like, women, you women never like to help each other. That's why it ends up, that's why a lot of women fall prey to men and having to compromise and things like that. Would you say that, I call it a bit of a myth, because I've never experienced it and I don't know anybody close that has, but would you say that that is one of the challenges we have as women?
Not backing ourselves?
Yeah.
I think the way it is that when you see yourself as the only woman, so okay, you walk into a company and you're the only woman that is in a high position amongst many men, you tend to be a go-getter and say, okay, I have to do this for myself. You're not thinking about, okay, let me help, other women bring, because you're still, working on yourself, which I do think is something we need to change. We need to bring other women with us, but I think that's what has been, what would go through women's minds when that kind of situation happens. But I don't think there's any cause to like bring women down or, I don't think
Let's talk about the mentor-mentee relationship. So is there a time frame for this? Are they going to be mentors for like 3 months, for 6 months, or is it supposed to be like an eternal agreement?
It depends between the mentor and the mentee, because we're thinking of going for like 3 months.
Okay.
But if a mentor meets up with a mentee and they have like this really strong bond between both of them, if they want to last for like a year, 2 years, depending on how the relationship is flowing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard a lot of stories about the mentor-mentee relationship abuse. The mentee expects a lot from the mentor is not able to give as much as the mentee expects, and sometimes the mentor is not as helpful as the mentee thought the mentor would be. So how are you going to manage these relationships? Are there guidelines? Are there rules? This is for those who are interested in the program.
Yeah, we do have guidelines in place. We're going to be doing bi-weekly reports to make sure that, to find out how the relationship is going. We'll ask the mentors, ask the mentees, and then, compare and make sure there's no fishy situation going on. So that's going to be in place.
Right. So how can people be a part of Breaking Boundaries?
We could sign up for it online. I mean, you could sign up for like the mentorship, because the mentorship program is free for everyone and anyone who is really involved in it, who wants to get involved in it. So you can go to our website, which is womenbreakingboundariesng.com. You can sign up to be either a mentee or a mentor.
Right. Yep. And that's it.
Yeah.
Amazing. You guys are doing so well.
It's been amazing.
Yeah. Well, we are going on a break. That's all from Chinny and Chinazam. When we return, we'll be talking to commercial manager of Stand to End Rape, Jola Ayeye. Don't go away.